Hello beautiful creative people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiala Givehand and I am honored that I get to share some space and time with you in whatever day you're watching this. So this is Swatch With Me Sunday. I missed a couple of Sundays. I got to get back into the rhythm of doing these videos and remember my process of how I used to create more than one at a time. And so anyway, I am finding my way back to YouTube. So thank you for your presence here and your likes and your comments. It just reminds me of why I used to love YouTube so much. So thank you for welcoming me back and allowing me to find my way again. So today I am swatching a set of watercolors from Jeanne Oliver's studio. And if you're not familiar with Jeanne Oliver, she's a beautiful and amazing artist. She runs a studio called The Living Studio. I've actually been there once for a workshop with Orly Avenari, and it was beautiful and amazing. And so when you order things from her, you get a lot of little goodies. There was a sheet of vintage music paper, but I actually already used that in a collage. So that's missing from the set, but it came with, I think this was actually maybe on here. It was sort of connected to that maybe. Yeah, so little tags, and I love this tag with Create. Jeanne has a daughter who does beautiful hand calligraphy, hand lettering and calligraphy style writing. She did our name tags at the retreat, and they were just gorgeous and beautiful, really exquisite. And so I imagine that might be some of her writing. I don't know that for sure, but I love that it's a family affair. So there's Jeanne. And it was just it was a beautiful time. She's a great hostess, and her family was really beautiful and amazing. So she has done this wonderful collaboration with Wildthorne watercolors, artisan watercolors. So I love the little muslin bag. It has the Living Studio on it. And then I haven't opened these yet. I wanted to wait and open them with you all. But I love the little, it's almost like a little ribbon mimicking like a wheat or something. I don't know, but it's really delicate and beautiful. I love the little hand-painted circle there. Wildthorne.com, that's the watercolor makers that she is working with for this project. And I believe that this collaboration is pulling from Jeanne's palette, her personal palette that she uses in all of her art. Oh, I love this. This is beautiful. It's letterpressed. If you're not familiar with letterpressed, it means I can feel that the ink was pressed into the paper because I can feel the grooves. So that is beautiful. I love things that have attention to detail, like just these little things that make me happy. These little attentions to detail. So I'm just gonna dump them all out, and I will unwrap one, and then I'll go off camera to unwrap the other, so you don't have to sit here and watch me unwrapping. But I want to just always look at like the packaging. Has their name on the side of them, the name of the paint, but then also wildthorne.com on the side. So pistachio and oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look up the names because I can barely read the writing. But so I am going to, let's unwrap this one because it looks like it might be easy to do. Sometimes I'll keep these little things and put them in my journal. And sometimes I keep the tape to use as well. A lot of times I like to think in my mind that I am a zero consumption, or what is it called? Zero residue? I can't remember what the name of it is, but people who don't leave a lot of footprint. but I can't say that that's actually true. So it's wrapped in a little wax paper with some gold washi tape and their little logo around it. So I'm gonna unwrap all of these and I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay friends, I have them all unwrapped and ready to swatch. So I think I've mentioned before that this is my little Franklin Christoph Catherine Masuk Traveler's Notebook in Cranberry. I'm just going to take out and the journal that I'm using is just a little handmade journal that I made from painted papers, and inside it has Tomoe River paper on it because I like to see how the colors react to Tomoe River paper. So I am going to start the process here. So I like to just map the name of the set, and I think that it's just called, I don't know that she actually has a name for it, so I'm just going to call it the Jeanne Oliver Wildthorne. Okay. So let us begin. Grab some water here. And I'm just going to go in the order that she has them listed on her site. This is buff titanium, and it's beautiful and creamy, pretty opaque also, which, you know, I'm always digging opaque colors. I'm just going to see if I can drag that out a little bit and see what it does when it gets more water on it. Cleans off the brush nicely. I like that. Not all watercolors do that, so. And I think, so this next one is called Rust. That's already an interesting sounding color to me. I think I'm just going to go side by side here. Oh, not as dark as I expected it to be, but still a pretty color. Almost like a red earth sort of color. A little bit of, it's got some orange in it, I can tell, which is nice. Now, some of these watercolors, again, like I said, these are from Jeanne's personal palette. And what I'm finding interesting is that some of the names are, yeah, so I think this one is called Grenat. Oh, that's pretty. I love it. That's more of a red earth color. Cleans off nicely. Wow, that is gorgeous, y'all. That's a really pretty color. It's almost like a brown burgundy. I don't know, but it's really, really beautiful. That one might be my favorite so far. Alright, the next one, and just so you know, the pronunciation or the spelling of that one was G-R-E-N-A-T. Grenat. This one is called Gris Etane. I'm imagining that it will be like a gray color. G-R-I-S, gris, I think. I don't know how to say these things, y'all. But it feels like a gray. Like that word feels like it would mean gray. It's pretty. It's a very light, subtle gray, but I could see using that for shading, creating shadows in your work. This one is one I can pronounce, Raw Umber. Because what earth tone palette would be complete without raw umber? None. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I think raw umber is one of those that is pretty much consistent no matter who makes it or what palette it's a part of. It seems to be pretty consistent. Alright, this one is called Gris, again, Gris Fonce. So Grisfonce. It's a darker gray than that first one. A little bit darker, but they're both still gray. So this would be for that deep dark shadow. You know, this kind of reminds me of graphite. It has a feel and a look of graphite. Here's another one I can pronounce, Indigo. And indigos are like my favorite colors. I really love. I love it when it's a nice deep dark indigo. I'm actually gonna drag that out a little bit more. Whoa, that is stunning. Wow, look at how dark. I love it when an indigo can get super dark, but also as you drag it out, you know, it lightens. That is gorgeous. Alright, so I have 3 colors left, and I like to try to get them all on the same page, but that may not happen today. Let's see what I can manage. This one is Orange Sanguine, and I'm going to put it right in the middle here. Orange Sanguine. Like orange blood? Blood orange? Interesting. It's a nice color though. It's pretty. I'm digging that indigo so much. Okay, the next one, Ochre Leger. L-E-G-E-R. Ochre Leger. So yellow ochre. I don't know if that leger means yellow or not, but most ochres are a yellowy color. It's pretty light. Pretty light, but you know. And then this one is called Pistache. But of course I can go ahead and tell you I'm going to call it pistachio like 1,000 times. Pistachio. Just because it kind of looks like pistachio. Ah, what a beautiful palette. These are some great colors. These are some really beautiful colors. I am digging every one of them actually. The yellow ochre, This one, if I had to choose between these two, I'd definitely choose the Orange Sanguine. It's really beautiful. These are stunning, 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 stunning. I love them. Okay, so I'm going to do what I usually do and grab a piece of watercolor paper that I can then put on this side, because I like to do that for each of them. So I swatch them out in here, but then I also like to put them on watercolor paper just so that I can see what they are looking like when they're in their natural habitat, so to speak. So I'm going to grab a piece of watercolor paper and meet you back here in a sec. Lovelies, I got it all finished up here. These are gorgeous colors. I love the palette. I love the combination of the colors. I will say that indigo behaved a little bit differently on watercolor paper than it did on the Tomoe River, which happens from time to time. Certain colors will behave differently. I think I also noticed that the Gris Fonce behaved a little differently. I actually like it better on watercolor paper than on the Tomoe River. The raw umber was pretty consistent. The granate was pretty, well actually on Tomoe River the granate was actually darker than it is here. Here it's almost like an English rose color. The Gris Etane was really super light on the watercolor paper versus over here. I mean, it's still pretty light, but it's a little bit darker on the Tomoe River. So to me, that's why I swatch multiple spaces, because it does show up a little bit differently. Like the Orange Sanguine on this paper is fabulous. Like, I don't know if you can see the shading that is built in already into it. Just gorgeous. Such a beautiful set. So they don't have a name for it other than the Jeanne Wildthorne Custom Tin Pan Watercolor Palette. But in her description, she says that it is a versatile color mixing palette comprised of warm, earthy hues that evoke high desert mountain ranges. So I'm calling this the High Desert Collection palette. Got a little hump in my paper right there. Just going to say High Desert Colors. I love it. I love it. It is gorgeous, beautiful. I can see myself using this. I love earth tones. I'm an earth tone. Earth tones would be my preference, I guess, if I had to like pick. If you haven't noticed, like a lot of my, so far the ones I've swatched for you have been a lot of earthy tones, right? This was the landscape set from Green Leaf and Blueberry. This was the Subtle Earth set from Poems About You. So it's definitely a theme. Maybe next Sunday I will swatch something that's a little bit different than the earth tones I've been doing so far. Alright, lovelies, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments and your support in all the many things that I share here. I'm going to stick these into the pan in the same order that I swatched them. And I probably will sometimes I like to stick a little something, you know, like that's a soft water soluble art graph pencil, which is a very beautiful little, it makes a beautiful line, a beautiful, let's go all the way to the back here. It makes a beautiful soft line, and then you can add water to it and it'll just lightly sort of blend and fade in. It's not as deep as the as a Stabilo All pencil, if you're familiar with those, but it, you know, I like it for soft lines, so it's a great thing that you can just put right inside of your little watercolor case. So I leave that little space because it also can accommodate another row of watercolors should I want to put another row in there. Alright, lovelies, that's it for today. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all in all the many places that we share. Take care. Bye.